Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at a Transformers Generation Select release from the War for Cybertron trilogy. This is Decepticon Exhaust. Exhaust is a repaint slash remold of Earthrise Wheeljack. As you can see him there in the packaging. Comes packaged in robot mode. And then of course here is the directions. So nothing too exciting there. But there he is. Looks pretty good. You can see he's got a third faction symbol for, I believe it's a mercenary symbol, which is pretty cool. He does not have an Autobot or Decepticon symbol, even though he is credited as Decepticon Exhaust. Yeah, he's kind of like a mercenary. He's like a, non-affiliated bot, I guess I should say. But in any case, let's go ahead, we'll get him out of the packaging and we'll take a closer look. So here's Exhaust out of the packaging. Looks very cool. I like him quite a bit. Now if you're familiar with the backstory of Exhaust at all, just a real quick overview. So apparently it was a repaint of the mold that would become Wheeljack back in the day during the Diaclone line. And because they're made to look like race cars, they had advertisements and stuff all over them. So he apparently had like Marlboro advertisements and logos. So when they made a toy of it in Japan, they didn't want to get hit with copyright, so they had like Malboro or some kind of weird misspelling of the name so they wouldn't get hit with the copyright. And I think that just kind of floated around in the world for a while, and then I think when they finally did the Masterpiece Wheeljack, they decided to repaint it as this character, and I think that was the first time it ever got like a wide release that was available in the US, if I'm not mistaken. And he kind of earned the name Exhaust because he had kind of, cigarette logos all over him, and it just kind of made sense. So he became Exhaust, and it's just kind of fun. I just think it's hilarious, but it's kind of funny. So you can see here, this says Exhaust. The A and the U are transposed. And I don't know if that's a nod to the Marlboro misspellings like I just mentioned, or if they just really just got it wrong. I don't know. But either way, that's kind of hysterical. So it just seems like that should be plugged in more, but I think it's okay now. Surprisingly, the joints on mine are a little loose. You can see the knees are kind of loose. The hips are a little loose, but not terrible. And I feel like the elbows are a little loose. It's not anything that's not manageable. But he looks good. In a real quick comparison with Wheeljack, I think it's kind of funny that, Wheeljack is not really white. He's kind of like a off-whitish tan. And Exhaust is very white, but if you were going to have one that had to do with cigarettes, you think the off-white one, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, he's cool. I like him a lot. I like the mercenary logo, mostly because it kind of looks like he has a goatee, which I think is hilarious. And I like the head sculpt because he's got the crazy visor there. So I think that's pretty cool. Otherwise, he's pretty much exactly the same as the Wheeljack mold. So articulation's all the same. Head's on a ball joint. Swivel hinge on the shoulders there. You have a bicep swivel. You have a 90 degree in the elbow. Wrist swivel, waist swivel. Hips out to the side. Front and back, you have a thigh swivel, you have 90 degrees in the knee, you have ankle tilt, plus you can kind of move the ankle around a little bit because of the transformation, so all that good stuff. He's got the gun, which of course you can put to the side, or if you would like, you can just take it off and have him hold it as a weapon, whatever you prefer. But yeah, overall he looks cool. I like him quite a bit, and I really like the color scheme. I think the maroon works pretty well. We'll be able to see all the decals and everything a little bit more in the vehicle mode. So let's go ahead and get the transformation. Alright, so getting into transformation. If you've transformed Wheeljack, you pretty much know how to transform Exhaust. You come around to the back. These are going to flip up like this to form the spoiler. You're going to take the arms, rotate everything around till it all lines up. So rotate this, rotate this. You're going to drop down the chest piece. And then this is going to rotate inside, but I'll be honest, mine is incredibly tight to the point that I need to kind of like get a little screwdriver in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this around, and then I kind of have to get like something in here to kind of push this because otherwise it will not unlatch. It's really tight. But you're going to rotate the head into the chest like this. Going back is absolutely no problem, but for whatever reason, trying to pull it forward is very difficult, and I don't want to apply too much pressure because I don't want to snap anything off. So if you can get something underneath to kind of go in there and push it up, and then go around. Hopefully, you know, yours just isn't as tight. I don't know why mine is, but there it is. Coming around to this area now, you can see how the front of the, or I should say hood of the car is shaping up. We're going to pop this section out, bring this down to form the front of the car, and then this little piece of windshield is going to flip up and fit into that little groove right there. We're going to repeat the process over here on this side. Flip this up, pop this over, and then these will peg together. And then there are some pegs underneath the roof of the car that peg into the two leg pieces. Make sure this is lined up. And then you're going to take the arm parts, and you can see that there are two big tab slots right here and here. This is going to lift up, and you can see that there are tabs right there and right there. So they're going to go up, peg in, and that's going to form the rear of the car. And then these are just going to fold in. There is a big tab right here, which is going to plug into the forearm right there. So you just line that up. Do the same thing on the other side, and there you go. There is your vehicle mode. If you would like, you can take the accessory and plug that in to the top. So here is the vehicle mode, and I apologize if my white balance is thrown off by just how stark white the car is. It is very bright white. Pretty cool underneath, not too much robot kibble that can be seen with the exception of the back of the head. Otherwise, you can see it has the exhaust logo on the side, again with the U and the A transposed. And then it has a crown with the word Royal, and then Decepticon is written here in katakana. So that's what this says, Decepticon. And then it looks like a 7 with some dice. And then it says Bandit down here. And then it says Exhaust and Bandit here on the spoiler. So, but again, I like the color scheme. I think the kind of maroonish red with the white looks very good. Again, here is a contrast with Wheeljack in vehicle mode. Again, it's funny, you don't realize how like off-whitish, like tan Wheeljack is until you put him next to the ridiculously stark white exhaust. On his own, he didn't seem that ridiculously like off-white, for lack of a better term. And you can see he's got numbers. It says Praxis. It says Cybertron down here. So pretty cool. I think they look great. And then we're going to get this mold one more time as Sunstreaker. There might be a little bit more remolding as far as the vehicle mode goes for Sunstreaker. We'll have to wait and see, but I think both of these guys look pretty fantastic. So at the end of the day, I think Exhaust is pretty fun. I definitely recommend picking them up if you can. The only problem I really have with mine is the fact that some of the joints seem a little loose, but hopefully that's just mine. It's not a common problem. And also the problem with getting the head to rotate into the chest. Now, I have seen online some people have actually had problems so far as like pieces of flashing that have prevented it from actually going around. Luckily, I didn't have that problem. I didn't have anything I had to sand down or cut away. And I don't know if it's something that will get better over time or not. Maybe the more times you do it, maybe it'll wear the plastic a little bit to make it easier over time. I don't know. But hopefully if you decide to pick this guy up, you don't have any of those same kind of problems that I had. But otherwise, it's a great figure. Like I said, it's a fun character that we don't see too often, so I was very excited when I heard that this guy was happening. It's kind of a character with a long history, but only a kind of recent exposure, if that makes sense, as far as being available to us here in the West. But very, very cool. Definitely recommend grabbing him if you can. He is just normal deluxe price. I believe he's exclusive to Hasbro Pulse, so that's where I got this from. Definitely go on Hasbro Pulse. I think he's still in stock. I think Grease Pit may have since shifted to pre-order. He's not sold out, but he's on pre-order. This guy, I think, may still be in stock, ready to ship. So if you want to grab exhaust, head over to Hasbro Pulse. But otherwise, yeah, I definitely recommend picking him up, and I think he's a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.